There is a lot of different materia in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I'm going to show you the most amazing ones that you need to get in the early game. Some materia is found in random spots in the world, and others might just be in front of your face and you don't realize how amazing it is. Let's get into it. If you do the side quest Livestock Bane, it should automatically bring you to this exact location. So maybe do that and then head over to this location. And from here, once you finish up that side quest, or if you decide to do it, there's a little island right in the water straight ahead. With the chocobo, you can luckily swim over to it. So you want to make your way right across the water like this, and you'll start to see something glowing in the distance here. It's crazy that they actually stuck a materia here. I wouldn't have expected it. I wouldn't even have thought of doing it, but here it is. And check this out. Look how many items are on this area. So it's a bunch of planet's blessings too. So go ahead, grab a bunch of those, because those are not scattered everywhere in the game, and go ahead and pick up this specific materia, which is going to be Precision Defense Focus Materia. Now, as you can see, the Precision Defense Focus Materia improves the functionality of blocking with perfect timing. And as you increase it, you have more room to kind of block instead of having the perfect timing to block. So basically with this materia equipped, all you have to do is have the perfect timing for when the enemy is going to attack. And you can see how when I hit my block, it causes the enemy to be disturbed and knocked back in order for me to go up and complete some attacks and destroy it. You don't have to block perfectly as you level it up and have more room to do this. So this is something great to have just besides the original one that Red already has. So use this to break the concentration of an enemy. The next materia that I'm going to be telling you about is Cleansing Materia. Now this one is a little interesting to acquire in the grasslands, as it requires you to do a quest called Where the Wind Blows. But the prerequisite to unlock that quest is actually called Livestock Bane, which you can find at Oliver's farm. Once you complete that, that'll unlock the quest Where the Wind Blows, and when you eventually complete that quest, you'll then will see a materia drop in that cutscene after you're done. It'll be the materia that you can simply just pick up. This is going to be very useful if any of your characters get poisoned or have status effects, because you can cleanse them from this so you don't take damage over time. This is going to help you out during your fight with Midgard Sommer, so just keep that in mind. So there are a bunch of materia that Chadley has, and in order to purchase anything here, you're going to have to do intel points. That means all those gold markers and objectives on your map, which you should be doing. Now, when you have enough points, there are a couple of materia you can get here. One of the most important materials here is going to be the Fire and Ice Materia. And the reason why this is extremely important to buy is because usually if you have a Fire and Ice Materia just alone on your character, that's going to eat up 2 slots of materia, and that's going to be very wasteful. So by doing that, I can knock off both those materia, select my Fire and Ice Materia, and now I have room to put on something else, which is going to be beneficial. So whatever you want to put, HP up, there we go. We can now have Cloud have more HP. So just do that to free up some materia space. Another really important materia that you should be buying from Chadley is Cast Materia, and there are quite a few of them that you can buy from Chadley here. Now, Cast is going to be really important for connecting it with any magical materia that you can cast with. So, for example, on Aerith, you would put an Cast and make sure that it's linked next to a healing materia. Make sure you don't attach it to prayer, as prayer is an ability and not an actual spell. So it has to be spells that you can cast. That way it'll be very efficient in battle for your party members to cast specific things. You can even do this with attack spells if you choose to do so. Here's an example of Aerith right in battle casting Cure when Cloud's health is getting low. So you can see that it does exactly work the way it's intended. You don't have to go ahead and manually try to heal yourself. The third materia that I think is extremely important to buy from Chadley in the grasslands is going to be the auto-unique ability materia. He in fact has 2 of these that you can purchase, and I like to put this on both Barret and Tifa. And the reason why this is a very good materia is because it allows them to actually use their auto-unique ability. With this equipped, Barret will automatically be able to use Overcharge. Bring in the heat! Normally you would have to use Overcharge when controlling Barret, but he'll use it by himself when you're not controlling him because you have that equipped onto him. Normally with Tifa, you're going to have to go ahead and use Unbridled Strength and then go into an Omni Strike. But with the auto-unique ability materia, she's going to do that by herself when you're not controlling her. So this will make your other party members very viable during battle, and the output of damage will be a lot stronger when you're going ahead and taking on an enemy. So make sure to go ahead and grab this. Now, besides buying materia from Chadley, there's also materia that you get from doing the combat simulators. And a lot of the combat simulators are going to involve you having to battle or assess multiple creatures in the area in order to unlock it. For example, first Strike Materia is extremely powerful, as when you have this equipped specifically with Cloud, Cloud is going to be able to fill up his ATB gauge very fast. You can see that in this clip over here. Look, as soon as you start the battle, Cloud is able to pull off an ability. Versus when we don't have it, and then you see Cloud attacking the enemy here, look how it takes a lot longer to fill up. So this is going to be really important if you want Cloud to be out there maximizing as much damage and getting off these abilities early on in your fights, which could make a big difference with early combos. Now, this intel is specifically called Horror on the Range, and it's going to be level 19. If you hover over it and haven't unlocked it, it's going to tell you the specifics that you have to do. It's going to tell you to defeat the Venerat and the Emadunk, which are going to be found from the Fiend intels across your map. These are the ones with the swords that are crossed off, so make sure to go ahead and clear your Fiend intels. It's going to help you unlock this battle simulator so you can get your hands on this really fast. Now, this next materia is also found in the combat challenges, and it is called the Biological Intel Known Thine Enemy. It's going to be giving you an enemy skill materia. And the cool thing about this materia is that it automatically comes with an enemy skill called Sonic Boom. And as you progress through the game and start to assess different enemies in different regions, you're then going to be presented with another biological intel as you keep moving forward in the game, giving you access to new enemy skills. Now, a really cool one that you can get in the grasslands before you go is done by assessing 16 enemies and defeating the big secret boss of the area. And that's going to unlock something known as the Biological Intel Blinded by Light Challenge. And when you do that one, you're basically going to be fighting this boss again. And when you beat it, you're going to get its skill that is known as Plasma Discharge. This is extremely broken because when you equip it to Cloud and you fight an enemy, the moment the ATB bar fills up, it's then going to discharge lightning. You can pair this enemy skill materia with the previous materia that we talked about, which was the first Strike Materia. You'll be able to do insane amounts of damage, and you can see every time my ATB bar fills up, the lightning just goes off. This is going to be extremely powerful, and you can even build more upon this as you progress further in the game. The next two materia are really easy to get. They're basically some beginner combat tutorials. One is going to be a combat training in the beginner's hall, and you're going to be using Cloud and Barret for that. When you're done with this one, you'll be getting HP up materia, and just like the name, you can slap it onto a character to increase their amount of HP. The more that materia levels up, the more that HP will increase on that specific character. And yes, you can stack these. Another one that you can get is the MP up materia, where you get it from combat training with Red 13. Basically, just learning how to play Red is enough to give you this. MP up's going to increase the amount of MP your character has, so having more MP means you can cast more spells or cast just higher spells. So maybe you want to put that on your mage. When you go over to the Moogle Emporium and then complete it by taking care of all those Mooglets, getting them in, and unlock the shop, you're going to notice in the grasslands that there's going to be an item called the HP Materia Earrings. And what you're going to notice is that it's basically just a materia shoved onto an accessory. So it's like another free materia slot, except it's an accessory. I think that makes sense. And you can see here, I'm putting it on Barret, and I'm just getting him more HP. That's it. You're going to come across some of these items later on in the game, but I just wanted to point it out. This is another great way of getting materia on your characters. The next materia that you want to get is going to be located in the dry area in the grasslands. And you want to make your way all the way to the west, exactly about this spot here, where you'll be seeing a gate. So use the pipes on the minimap as your area of identification to be where you are. And you'll see this open gate over here. You want to make your way into it. So go ahead, walk right through this, and you will don't bump into something like me. Go down here and you will appear at the Grasslands Port, which is a destination on the map, followed up by seeing another materia here. Also, fun fact, when you pick this up, you get more manifestation of the planet's blessings here. So go ahead, grab this materia. This one's going to be really nice. So when you pick this one up, it's going to say Item Master Materia. And if you're curious exactly what that is, it's basically going to increase the effectiveness of that item used in battle, which basically says increases the effectiveness of that item used in battle. As you level this up, you can see that it's going to get more powerful. It starts off at 30% and it will make its way up to 50%. Now this materia is going to be really interesting because as you can see, as it levels up itself, it's going to have more efficacy when you are using specific items. Now I wanted to test this out and see, how well does it do inside a battle. So I'm using a basic potion in this fight against some of these orcs here. And when I have it equipped to Cloud and I heal mid-battle, I heal around 450 HP. However, when you take it off and then use a potion in battle, you can see that you get 350 HP healed when you use a regular potion. So this shows you the power of just a basic potion at the first level of the materia. So just imagine you'll be getting more HP as this levels up. So it's gonna go crazy when you start leveling things up and healing later on. Now, if you think you can use this outside of battle, you can't. I tested this out. Even with the materia equipped, using it outside of battle will just make a potion heal for 350. So it only works within the context of battles. This next materia is called the AP Up Materia. Now, this is a very rare materia in the game because you don't get much of these that show up. In fact, you'll probably find the next one later on all the way in chapter 9. However, this AP materia, when you link it with another materia, is going to level them up even faster. That's the power of the AP materia. So you can get something from level 1 to level 3 or from level 1 to level 5 a lot faster. So use this to boost your other materia. That way you can have a lot more stronger materia to use on your characters. Now here's just a warning. In order to find this, you're going to have to go through the swamp, fight a boss main story quest, and then enter these mines. Once you enter the mines, you have to follow this pathway all the way over here. You're then going to reach this spot. You have to squeeze through this little area, and then you'll come around this spot, and then you'll see the materia right in front of you. And it'll be glowing in the color blue. But please note at this point, if you made it this far in the mithril mines, you will not be able to exit from the other direction. So at this point, you have to commit to finishing the mithril mines. So just keep that in mind before you go and rush and grab this AP Up Materia. Now you know all the materia you can get, but do you know about this thing that's on my face? You should click on this video right over here.